Qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, carnal. Ánimo.
All right, man. So you had a lot of these Errol Spence fans who just won't die. You know, they just continue to multiply out here. They out here saying, well, if the fight was at 54, then, you know, this proves Bud would have lost to Errol Spence. Man, Errol Spence didn't have the skill set. Y'all still salty and butthurt and can't take y'all L's. Y'all the type of dudes that these women be speaking about on the internet when they reject y'all in person or reject y'all online. And y'all steadily trying to force your way in and can't take no for an answer. Y'all can't take y'all L's. Y'all cannot take y'all L's. If you can't take an L as small as Errol Spence losing, some of y'all done ran off on the plug and didn't want to pay the bet. A lot of y'all still crying and complaining about it. How about y'all go tell Errol Spence, get up, get out, and get something? You know what I'm saying? Get in there with Fondora. You know, like I specified in the video on Monday, why wasn't Fondora there to jump in the ring? That's my thing. If Fondora really wanted to fight Bud next, why wasn't he in the ring? That's why Earl going around telling people that him and Fondora fighting in January. Well, go ahead and relinquish the WBO belt. And don't forget, Bud is still riding shotgun with that dude that Virgil Ortiz is fighting in this Saturday for the WBC title. So he's still riding shotgun. You know, he's still riding shotgun. So, like I continue to tell y'all, like I continue to tell y'all, bro, these dudes just butthurt. They were so invested into one fighter. So imagine if Tank lose. How they so invested into Gervonta Davis. This is why a lot of them was going around saying, well, I don't want to see the Bud fight. Well, I don't want to see the Shakur fight. I don't want to see the Devin fight. I don't want to see the Teofimo Lopez fight. That's why a lot of them going around saying that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes going around saying, well, I don't want to see this, and I don't want, they were saying that. Then when the fight came, they tried to stick their chest on. Bud looked drained, and Bud looked nervous, and then after the fight, the narrative changed. Well, Errol Spence, he was drained, and, well, who the one that talking about he had to catch them all, get all the belts like Pokemon? That was Errol Spence. Who the one said he was going the easy route? That was Errol Spence. Who the one that wanted to be a street nigga and got caught up in gangster affair? And that's what happened to his ass, allegedly. That was Errol Spence. So don't nobody feel bad for Errol Spence. He had ample enough time to fight Bud. He listened to Al Heyman, put the fight off, don't fight him, and this, that, and the third. And he started making promises to people that his ass really shouldn't have kept, wanted to keep. And that's what happened. Like, come on. Move on. We all, if you've been around, I know a lot of y'all just got in the box in 2012 or later. But if you hang around long enough, you gonna see your favorite fighter lose. We done seen Roy lose. A lot of y'all done seen y'all boy Manny Pacquiao lose multiple times. I mean, we done seen Ali lose, Sugar Ray Leonard lose, Thomas Hearns lose. We done seen Holyfield lose, Mike Tyson lose, Bernard Hopkins. We can go on and on throughout the history. It happens. Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran quit and still was able to salvage his career. But y'all had so much. Y'all vested interest was never in the boxing. Y'all vested interest was into Errol Spence and to hating on other fighters. That's just what it was. Errol Spence ain't salty about it no more. You don't hear him being salty about it. He good sport. He knew from day one. People know. As men, we know. We know who the real dogs is. You know who to pick a fight with and who to avoid. But for y'all to be saying, well, if it happened at 54, he got his ass whooped worse. You see how strong Bud looked at 54 and how fast he looked? He looked way better at 54 physically. Errol Spence, we seen him look at 54. Look robotic. He looked robotic. So it ain't nothing that we ain't already seen. We seen him at 54. He's a stiff. He was always too slow. He squared up too much. He put his weight on his front foot too much on the inside. He stood straight up. He's just a very, very unrefined fighter. I keep telling y'all that. Back when y'all was saying, well, he was better fundamentally than Mikey, I disagree. I knew he was going to beat Mikey, but he wasn't fundamentally better. He made too many mistakes. When he throw a straight left, he square up too much. That's why Dennis Ugas was hurting him. When he come forward, all his weight is on his front foot. So if you fight somebody that know how to move, that's why when he was throwing them 1-2s and Bud was countering them, if he had better balance, instead of coming forward and putting all his weight and his chin over his front knee, he wouldn't have been getting countered that bad. That balance would have allowed him to smother. Being on balance would allow him either to jump in and smother, or it allowed him to be able to roll out or just get out of range. But once you like this and you throwing in all your weight there, guess what? You throw and you throwing the left hand, or you throwing the left hand, square like this. Come on, man, that's easy. Jab. More than likely, if you more of an upright position or more on balance, you throwing a jab. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Bud can't as easy because you're not falling in. But if you, or even if you kind of sitting back, like, in the sniper position, but, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of them dudes can't get their hate out their chest. And they got that much hate for another black man. A lot of the same people, oh, Trump's a racist, or Kamala not for black people. And look at the rhetoric and bullshit that you spreading on the internet. Oh, they not like us. Yeah, they not like us. Like, no, you not for us and you not like us. That shit is crazy. Well, yeah, 154 pounds Spence. 154 pounds Spence was ass. That's why he ended up at 47. Y'all do know that, right? 154 pounds Spence was ass. That's why he came to 47. He was too robotic. He was too stiff. He wasn't a great 154 pounder. Go look at the tapes. That's why he squeezed down to have a size advantage. That's why he squeezed down to have a size advantage. But, like I said before, Bud living rent-free in their head. He living rent-free. They need to worry about giving that WBO belt up, and him getting knocked out like his father used to versus Fondor. He gonna get beat by Fondor. He gonna get beat. Tell you that right now. Unless he brings somebody in there to show him how to throw a hook and he get in some type of shape, like, that's his fault. That's his fault. And y'all, a year later, y'all still can't let go. That's crazy. Y'all can't even move on to another fighter. Year later, y'all still harping on some shit. Man, nigga wasn't that good. Y'all knew it. Y'all knew it. And y'all knew it. Crying. Oh, man, if he wasn't waiting for Errol Spence, the one that strung the fight out, Bud was willing to fight as soon as he got to the division. You notice he avoided everybody that was athletic. Didn't fight Keith. And when he fought Sean, he got exposed. Just too slow. But a lot of these dudes, they lived for that fight. That's like Pacquiao and Mayweather. A lot of people disappeared. Even Mayweather and Pacquiao fans disappeared off the social media after that. A lot of people disappeared after that fight. That was the pinnacle. Their channels was built on it. Their personas was built on it. It's a lot of guys that attempted to come back, and it's a new climate. It was about Spence and Crawford. When you build your channel out of one subject and you put your eggs in one basket and you lose, man, it ain't no good. It ain't no good. But yeah, they still, oh man, if he would have did, wasn't no weight, bro. Y'all talking about the weight, y'all talking about the car. What about the VADA testing? What about the VADA testing? People sit here and say, well, he was Victor Conti. He was Snack. Snack paid, Victor Conti. One of the reasons them brothers would Snack and get sponsored by Snack is because Victor Conti paid for the VADA testing. Victor Conti sponsored the VADA testing. He would pay for the VADA testing for you and your opponent. That's somebody, nobody talks about that shit. And most of these guys ain't testing. And that's another reason why they don't really want to mix it up with a dude like Bud. Because, when you fight Bud, guess what? You got to test. Victor Conti gonna pay for the test. You know, he gonna pay for you and his test. You know, when you fought Deontay Wilder, not only did, you know, Wilder pay for both, you know, put the money up for the testing, he paid for extensive testing. So that's another reason why a lot of these dudes, they be avoiding fights with Bud. Pulling out a number one rankings and shit like that. I ain't gonna say Virgil Ortiz's name, but that's another reason why a lot of these dudes don't be wanting to fight, because they know they got a test. Y'all don't be noticing a lot of them cross-promotional fights that PBC be having, they be losing. It probably got something to do with the VADA testing. You know how many probably, you know, why they don't speak out against Al Heyman and don't leave. You know how much dirt Al Heyman got on these niggas. These niggas probably, if they are testing, a lot of them probably didn't fail test after test after test after test. I guarantee you it. A lot of them didn't probably fail test after test after test after test after test. I bet you that shit. A lot of them niggas over there are dirty. And when they go out there and the testing, you know, got it. Even though when Terence fought Shine, they kept the part of the deal was, I believe, allegedly, is to keep the testing under wraps with the PBC policy or whatever. That's bullshit. If you ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to hide. Let's keep it funky. If you ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to hide. For real. So, but nonetheless, man, like I said before, it's over with. It's all, if y'all want to see a rematch, he come back and beat Fondora, they gonna do it. They can do a rematch. He beat Fondora, y'all gonna say, oh, it's the greatest thing. I told you it was an anomaly and it wasn't. This is the real Spence, and he gonna come back and beat the fuck out of Spence again faster. And it's just some you know, people talk about like you know, real quick, Bacoli rematching Martin for closure. I'm not mad about it. But sometimes some people just got your number. I'm not saying that's the case. Just some people just got your number. You know what I'm saying? Some people just got your number. So 7779311. So, but I hit the link tree. Check out the Patreon. Super dope content over there. Free for 7 days. But hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Peace.